Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming to you with another Steven Universe Future Review. My name is Outlaw and I am your host today. I'm also joined by Gundam.
What's up, guys?
And we also have Red.
Hey guys, welcome back.
So let's go ahead and jump right into our review. Our first review is actually Homeward Bound. And the synopsis of that episode is Steven heads to the Diamonds for advice on how to control his new powers. So let's go ahead and jump into our likes of this. And Gundam, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
Well, as you already know, I absolutely love the colors of this episode. You know, how Homeworld looks. It even looks much brighter than the last time we saw it. Like, almost like the vibrance is back after White Diamond's rule is, you know, gone. Like, it's really, people are flourishing. The colors are just back to normal. And I love the interactions with Steven, Spinell's back, yes, and the diamonds, you know. And it's also kind of, when you look to it, you know, like it's like you're getting advice from like your aunts and uncles sometimes, when you, instead of like asking your parents or your friends or something, like you get like from your other relatives. So that's what it kind of felt like too, you know. And they all had different ideas for the different problems he has, which was very hilarious, and I love that aspect so much.
And how about you, Red? What did you like about this episode?
So the animation in this episode was fan-freaking-tastic. It was gorgeous, especially Blue. Blue Diamond's always been my favorite. So animation is just spot on, and it just keeps getting better each time. But yeah, Spinell's back. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see her. Like, we have been anticipating for her arrival for so long, and now she finally gets her moment. I also really enjoyed Blue's song. It had like a very similar melody and tune to her older song, Feeling Blue. So that was pretty cool, like a cool throwback. And then, of course, the new powers that all the diamonds have, like yellow having to change the physical aspect of a gem, blue making gems happy instead of sad all the time, and then white reflecting, you know, what the gems experience. So I think she's trying to form empathy with these other gems, which is a complete 180 from what she used to be, which is amazing. So that, yes, people can change. So yeah, that's what I really liked about this episode.
What I liked about it is actually we see Spinell again since the movie, and she is still crazy as ever. In a good way, though, yes.
That was never going to change.
I love seeing all the Diamond's new powers. Yellow being able to reform gems back to normal. Blue able to make a gem/person actually happy. And White being able to pretty much body swap with anybody, pretty much. That Spinell doing the Sonic run and the tails flying in this episode was amazing.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I love how I saw Spinell just running for Steven in the Infinity 8-foot pattern.
Yeah, like the belt looking pattern. Yeah, I love that.
I love Blue's song in this episode. It made me feel really happy, and which it's supposed to be. And I love the callback to the movie, especially when Steven asks Spinell, "Hey, you had murderous evil ways. How did you get rid of them?" "Oh, I met somebody on the planet Earth." And love the fact that he literally is like, "Hey, stop giving me my own advice."
Well, good. He needs to take it.
So let's go ahead and go into our dislikes of this episode. Gundam, how about you give me your dislikes?
I really didn't have any dislikes in this episode. I mean, I didn't like how Steven was so quick to, you know, push away any of their help. Like, not even just even seeing if something like that would work. Just flat out shutting them out like instantly. That's probably the only thing I really disliked about the episode. Otherwise, it was good. Red,
how about you? Give me your dislikes.
Same here. I didn't really have any two major dislikes. It was just I didn't really enjoy Steven's attitude. It's his unwillingness to be helped, and he just wants it in a quick way. Like, okay, I want this done in 5 minutes so I can just get on with my life. Doesn't work like that. So that's the only really quote unquote dislike I have.
Yeah, I only have a couple of dislikes myself. I did not like the fact that Steven actually attempted to shatter White Diamond when Steven took over White Diamond's body. I did not like that fact, and I also didn't like the fact that he kept on running away from his problems. He, like you said, he just showed up for 5 minutes like, "Hey, fix me," and no one could fix him, and he just ran away.
Yeah, this is what the whole season has been.
So, Gundam, how about you give me your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was, well, seeing all the diamonds try to help Steven Universe, just going through the different motions and different ways if they interpreted what he was saying about fixing him, and to hilarious results.
How about you, Red? What was your favorite scene?
You know, I actually liked it. I enjoyed seeing when Steven took over White's body. You get to see almost like his almost sadistic side. So it was cool to see, but also like a little frightening.
She's the one who should be afraid. What's going on? What? Don't stop it! I don't like this! Too bad. Let me go! Please! You're scaring me! This is for everything you put me through!
I actually like seeing Spinel. I like almost the first 30 seconds of the episode is you actually get to see Spinel and her craziness and kookiness. It actually kind of made it a little light tone again.
Yeah, we needed that for just like a quick little breath and then back into the craziness.
So let's go ahead and head into our ratings here. Gundam, how about you give me your ratings?
Definitely a 5 out of 5 for me. Loved everything about it. I thought they paced it very well too, and it really goes right into the next episode right after it. And while I have some choice words for that one, we'll be getting to that next.
How about you, Red? What's your rating on this?
I'm also gonna have to agree with Gundam. 5 out of 5 for me here.
I'm actually gonna give this a 4 out of 5.
What? Why?
The fact that Steven actually tried to harm another diamond kind of like drew me back away. That because it's not him, but I know it's not him. He needs help. He needs therapy.
I can see that.
So let's go ahead and go into our next episode of Everything's Fine. And the synapse of this one is Steven insists that everything is fine. Red, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
So what I liked about this is I like the kind of the physical appearance that Steven has. It is totally different from what we've known as cute little chubby Steven from now like adult pompadour kind of beefy chesty guy. So I enjoyed it. It was interesting to see. It's something I've noticed is that Steven is kind of being a satire of his old self. Like up until now he was genuine and he was positive and uplifting. It seems like he's forcing himself to be what he used to be, where there was no negativity and he could solve anything, and now he doesn't know how to go back to that because life seemed a little bit more carefree, but now he's understanding, once there's no danger present, what do I do? So it's a cool parallel to see. And I'm glad that he did tell the other gems eventually about the shattering and the powers and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of what I liked about it.
And how about you, Gundam? What did you like about this episode?
Well, of course, I love the colors. They did a really good job, like the contrast between Homeworld and Back to Earth, and then Little Homeworld as well. How just the gradients, the vibrancy, I think it's absolutely amazing. I liked the animation of this episode actually too as well. I know I should have probably said that about the previous episode, but I really thought the animation was really good with how Steven, how the different shape of him now is, and how he's running around and doing everything in slow motion, how he could stretch, and how everything he touches would just like explode or like warp in some way, and it was just really well animated. And that was actually pretty much it. I mean, there were some funny parts too about when he was messing stuff up, but that was pretty much it.
Well, what I like about this is actually the intervention he finally got at the end, near the end of the episode, where his dad, Connie, and the other gems actually pretty much surrounded him and actually started asking questions like, "What is going on? What is with you?" And I also like that Steven finally breaks down and tells everybody what was going on, knowing that he has done some bad stuff and that he is no perfect angel that everyone else believes that he is. And also like the little jump scare at the end of the episode.
Oh, with the gems shooting out of his back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that too, because with that jump, like he realizes, because he's shaping into all these different forms, he realizes, he's like, I know exactly which form I want to take because this is what I believe I am. And then everything just shoots out. End credits at that point.
So let's go ahead and jump into our dislikes here. Red, any dislikes from you?
I mean, I do. Again, it's frustrating to see the same issue being repeated over and over. Steven won't talk about his feelings. That's like the whole message of the episode. We're like, okay, we get it. Please stop. So that's really my only dislike.
Gundam, what are your dislikes of this episode?
I have to agree with Red 100%. Pretty much everything else with this episode I did not like because it was very frustrating. It was the same thing being dragged through the mud over and over again about what he does, where's his feelings, he's not listening, the whole 9 yards. And it was just very annoying to see that again depicted in the episode. And it only started getting good when towards the very end, when they, like you said, where they surrounded him and they tried to do the intervention, and then it was already over. So yeah, I did not like a lot of this episode.
Pretty much what I didn't like about this episode was the gems did nothing after Steven came back the first time after his trip from the diamonds. They just like, hey, where you been? What's going on? Oh, you say you're fine. Okay, we'll take your word for it. And then I also did not like that Steven was trying to help others in little homeschool, but just made things a lot more worse. Like especially with Paradox Plants and Business Anvil and then the baseball game. He just made things worse, and it was again cringy to see him suffer so much just to control his powers.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
That's why I did not like. So let's go ahead into our favorite scenes here. Red, what's your favorite scene?
I actually kind of enjoyed when Steven first went around to the new places in Little Homeworld. Yeah, I liked when they visited like the horticulture class. It was cool I like seeing all the other gems. I always like seeing the different designs, and I'm like, I wonder what gem what specifically they were going for. So I think that was probably my favorite part, was just seeing the culture of Little Homeschool.
Gundam, what was your favorite scene in this?
I had 0 favorite scenes in this one. I really did not care for this episode. It was a middle episode. It was a bridge episode, and I had no favorite scene.
My only favorite scene was actually the intervention at the end of the episode. Everything else was like, again, cringy because Steven is not being Steven. So let's go ahead and jump into our ratings here. Red, how about you give me your ratings of this episode?
You know, as much as I did enjoy it, it's so painful to see Steven keep going through this. So I'm going to have to give this a 3 out of 5.
Gundam, what's your rating?
I have to agree with Red on this one. It's too much stuff, retread. 3 out of 5. It almost was a 2 out of 5, to be honest. I was this close, but if they did not have that intervention scene at the end, it would have been a full-on 2.
And I'm also going to agree with you guys. It's going to be a 3 out of 5 for me as well. So thank you guys once again for listening to our review of Steven Universe Future.
Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And don't forget to check out our links in the description. We have our Patreon. We have our website, www.currentcartoontv.com. And Red, you have some links down there as well.
Yeah, I have a Facebook page at Perfectly Red Cosplay, and I'm also on Instagram at Perfectly Red.
And guys, make sure you check out our next Steven Universe Future review, the final review.
It's the finale, guys.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
See you soon.